Hey there! If you want to learn a little guitar theory in a fun and easy way, you're in the right place. We're going to talk about chords and how they're constructed. Hey there! For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tomas Michaud, founder of Real Guitar School. Today I'm going to talk about guitar chords, how they're constructed. Now, let me start off by telling you, if you're a brand new beginner, this is not the best way to learn chords. Really, the best way to start out is to learn some basic chord forms, get using them with strums, and then supplement that with some understanding of how chords are constructed. It will help you move farther, but it's not the best way to just start out. So now we're clear on that. I'm assuming you know some basic chords. Let me show you a little short video first that'll show you how some basic major and minor triads are constructed.
Here we have a basic G major triad. G is the root of the chord. The interval from G to E is called a major third. So we'll call that a major third. I'll use a capital M for a major third. A little m for minor thirds. Now, the next interval that we're interested in here is the root to the fifth. E is the third, and G to D is an interval of a fifth. In this case, it's called a perfect fifth. So all major triads will start with a major third from the root, and then from the root, a perfect fifth. Now let's go over to this next chord, which is E minor. From the E to the G is a minor third interval, and we'll use a small m. From the E to the B, again from the root to the next note, is another perfect fifth. All minor triads are three notes with the root note to the third being a minor third and the root note to the fifth being a perfect fifth. If you follow that formula, you'll always end up with a minor triad.
Okay, let's take a look at what we just did now on the guitar. Here's a basic G chord. Now this chord has those three notes that we talked about in the chord, but there's some duplicates. That's why there's more than three notes. So we'll start off with the G, B, and D. Those are the three notes. Then we go on to duplicate them. This is another G, another B, and then another G. We got three G's in there. You can almost never go wrong by duplicating the root note, in this case G. So now the minor, E minor, an E minor chord. So it starts off with an E, then we have the B, another E, already we've duplicated the E, then it goes to the open G, that's a B again, and again an open E. Duplicate notes, really only three notes, some of them duplicated, just like we showed you in the video. E minor. Now let me show you another video where we're going to add a seventh note to these chords. We're going to expand on it a little bit.
Now here we have a G7 chord. This is basically the same triad, which has a major third interval on the bottom. That's supposed to be a capital M. And then that same perfect fifth interval, but it in addition has a seventh interval. That F is a seventh from the root note, and we will call that a minor seventh. There is such a thing as a major seventh also. So for now, a G7 has a major seventh. Let's go to the E minor, and we're going to show you the same thing. It's still the minor triad. This is the minor third. That was a small m. And then the perfect fifth. And again, that same minor seventh interval from the E to the D. And this is E minor 7. Oh, where's that minor? There it is.
Hey there, welcome back. Okay, I'm going to show you on the guitar what we just learned. Starting with the G chord, I'm going to start with that regular G triad. I'll still call it a triad even though we've duplicated some of the notes. Now we're going to add an F note to this chord. To do that, the most common way is to put my first finger on the first fret of the first string. That's an F note. Now it's a G7. There are many forms of G7, but this is one of the most common. Now let's try the E minor 7. Start with that E minor chord. And we need a E, go back, D is a 7th. I like to go back a note to help figure out where the 7th instead of trying to count up. It's the same note. So E, back one whole step is D. We need a D in here. I'm going to put it right here on the 2nd string 3rd fret as a D note. E minor 7. That's not the only one. I could add the open D there. It's still an E minor 7, just with a duplicate of the 7th. So I want to reiterate, every time you use the formula, you'll get the same chord. In other words, if you use the formula for a major chord, 3 notes, you're always going to get a major chord. So building up from the G, a major 3rd, and then another perfect 5th, 3 notes, you get a G chord. If you start on a different chord, a different note, let's say you start on a D, you go up a major 3rd. In the case of D, that would be F sharp to get the full major 3rd, or 2 whole steps. And then a perfect 5th to A, you get a D major chord. Same with minors. If you start with a C and you wanted to make a C minor, you'd go up a minor 3rd. That would be C to E flat. If you went to E, that'd be a major 3rd. That'd be a major. C to E flat is a minor, and then a perfect 5th is G. You get a C minor chord. I just want to mention that I did a couple previous videos where I explain a little more about intervals and also about triads. So if this sounded a little complicated to you, you might want to go back and review those 2 lessons. I think you'll find them really helpful. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. Please, if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, head on over to my blog. You'll find more to the lesson there. I have a download sheet for you that you'll find very helpful. Also, please give me a like and subscribe if you're on my YouTube channel. Thanks again. I hope to see you soon.